Hello, it's April Garwood from Banana Moon Studio. In this video, I will be showing you how to put a sawtooth edging on a crochet item. This video is specifically made to go with my Fall Feels throw blanket. And here I have 4 squares from the blanket put together. Of course, your finished blanket will be quite a bit larger than this, but I'll be using this to show you how to do the edging. So we're going to start by taking our joining yarn. I'm using this worsted weight Cascade Yarns Pacific and a size J crochet hook. And you'll put a slip knot on your hook. And then a written pattern, which you can get at by clicking this information card up here or the link in the description. Says to begin round 1 by joining with a single crochet in the blanket corner, so that's going to be one of these corners, at the start of a short side. So my 4 squares here, all the sides are the same length, but as you're working on your blanket, if you're not making my Fall Feels throw blanket, that may not matter too much because your numbers are probably not going to work out the same. But if you're making the Fall Feels throw blanket, you'll want to start at a corner where the short side is going to be right here ready to stitch across. So you will join with a single crochet in the corner and then single crochet in the back loop only in every stitch and 1 single crochet in each corner chain space to the next blanket corner. So for this pattern, the blanket corners are going to be the corners of your blanket. The corner chain spaces are going to be the corners of the squares that you're going to come across right here. Okay, so we're going to start up in this corner and find the corner chain space right here. And we're going to join with a single crochet right here. I think when I was reading that pattern to you, I missed something. I'll point that out. Okay, so you're going to join with a single crochet there, and then before you start stitching across the side, you're going to put 2 more single crochets in the same chain space. Okay, now we will single crochet in the back loop only across the side. So our first stitch is right here. Working into the back loop only means we won't go under this front loop. Instead, we'll go under just the back loop. And I'm going to stitch over a little bit of my end here as I work. And go across in each stitch and just do a single crochet stitch in the back loop. The reason for only working in the back loop is because it's going to, I think, have a nicer looking line across here. It'll leave the square a little bit more defined than if we worked under both loops. Let's see, I think I split my yarn there. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and single crochet across this square, and then I'll come back and show you what we do when we get to the corners of this square and the next. I've come to the corners of these 2 squares, and when you get to those corners, you're just going to find that corner chain space that's right there and place 1 single crochet in this corner chain space, and then the corner chain space of the red squares here, and you'll put 1 single crochet there, and then just continue across, placing 1 single crochet stitch in the back loop of each of the stitches across. I've come to the next corner of my blanket, and so in the corner chain space, you're just going to place 3 single crochet stitches. And then you'll turn. And the instructions here are just a little bit different for the long side. So when we put the 3 single crochet in the blanket corner, then we're going to continue. In the very first stitch of this side, we're going to place 2 single crochet in the back loop only. And then we'll continue across with 1 single crochet in the back loop of every stitch and 1 single crochet in each corner chain space to the stitch before the next blanket corner. So before we get to that next corner, we're also going to do 2 single crochet in the back loop only in that stitch and then our blanket corner. The reason for that is because we need our numbers to work out correctly in order to get our next rounds to work out correctly. So after you do this blanket corner, you should be working on the long side of your blanket here. You're going to place 1 and then again in the same place 2 single crochet stitches in the back loop, and then you'll continue just like you did for the short side. 1 stitch in the back loop of every stitch across and 1 stitch in each corner chain space. So I'm going to go ahead and finish working around my piece here. Once you finish the first round of the edging, or you can do it as you go, it's a good idea to put a stitch marker in each of the corner stitches. That's just going to help us make sure that we are getting everything right in the next couple of rounds. So you can do them as you go, or you can do them now, but here's my 3 corner stitches, so I'll just place a stitch marker in this one, and then go ahead and put one in each of the corner stitches. So of the 3 stitches in each corner, you're going to place it in the center of those. Now I'm ready to begin round 2. Round 2 is going to begin with a chain 3 that counts as a double crochet and a chain 1. Then we will skip the first stitch because this chain 3 is going to count as the stitch that goes in the first stitch. Then in our marked corner stitch, we'll double crochet, chain 1, and double crochet. So let's go to that point. So I'll start with this chain 3 that's going to count as a double crochet and a chain 1. And then I'll take this stitch marker out so that I can work into that stitch. So I'm not going to place anything in this first stitch. I'm going to go into this marked stitch and place a double crochet, chain 1, and double crochet again in the same place. And then I'm going to place my stitch marker in that chain space that I just made. The next thing that we will do, we did our marked corner stitch here, so now we will chain 1, double crochet in the next stitch 2 times. Chain 1, the very next stitch I will double crochet, and chain 1 and double crochet in the next stitch. Now I've done that 2 times. Next I will chain 1, skip the next stitch, and double crochet in the next 80 times. Basically, I'm just going to be working across this side. Now mine is not long enough to do that repeat 80 times, but you'll do it 80 times, and you can go back and count to make sure that you've got the right number of stitches to be sure that you've done it the right number of times. So you'll go ahead and do that chain 1, skip the next stitch, and double crochet into the next one. And work that pretty much all the way across this side, and when I am ready to show you the next corner, I'll come back to this video and demonstrate it. When you get to the next corner, you will go ahead and take out your stitch marker. And so I finished the last double crochet of my repeat, so now I'll chain 1, and then in that corner stitch I will double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, and then you'll just be repeating that information around. You're gonna again do 2 times right here at the beginning. You'll chain 1 and you won't skip a stitch, you'll just stitch right into the next double crochet. That's to just help get our counts to work out for the next round. And then you'll repeat down the side with the chain 1, skip the next stitch, and double crochet in the next. So repeat that around, and then I'll come back to this video and show you what to do for round 3. When you get to the end of round 2, you will have the last stitch you've done here and one stitch left unworked, and then your starting chain right here. So you'll chain one and then go into the second chain of that 3 that you started with and slip stitch to join the end of the round. So that finishes round 2. For round 3, that begins with chain 1 and then single crochet in the first stitch, and then we'll half double crochet in the next chain space. So chain 1, single crochet in the first stitch, so that's right back in the same place where we did our join, and then a half double crochet in this chain space, and then we have double crochet and treble in the next stitch, chain 3. So right here we will double crochet, treble starts with 2 yarn overs, and chain 3, then we will single crochet, half double crochet, and double crochet in the marked blanket corner. So in order to turn these corners, we kind of pack extra stitches in here. So we will single, half double, and double crochet all in that chain space. And at this point we can leave the marker out. We don't need it anymore since we're on the very last round. Let's see right here. Now we will treble, chain 3, and single crochet in the next stitch. Okay, so that treble begins with 2 yarn overs, chain 3, and a single crochet in the same stitch. And then we are going to begin our main repeat across the side. So we're going to half double crochet in the next chain space, double crochet in the next stitch, treble in the next chain space, chain 3, single crochet in the next stitch. We'll do that 41 times. That's basically taking us most of the way across the side. Okay, so we will half double crochet in the chain space. As we're working across the side, double crochet here, we are going to be placing 1 stitch in every stitch and every chain space, most of the way across the side until we get close to the next corner. So let's see, there is my single. Did I do that right? I don't think I did. Okay, trying to talk and stitch at the same time. Okay, so in every chain space and stitch across this side, we just did a single, so now we will half double in this chain space, double crochet in this stitch, treble in this chain space, and then we chain 3, and we start again with a single. So now we'll single crochet here, half double crochet here, double crochet in the next stitch, treble crochet in the next chain space, and then we will chain 3 and begin again with single crochet in the next stitch. So that is how this repeat The base repeat of this pattern goes like this. You have a single crochet, half double, double crochet, treble crochet, chain 3, and start again. And so your stitches are increasing in height, and then that chain 3 brings you back down to the single crochet. So this is how we get this kind of sawtooth look. I'm going to work across this first side, and then when I get to the next corner, I'll come back to the video and make sure you know what to do when you get to the corners. I'm nearly to my first corner after beginning round 3. So let's look at where we are. When we finish this repeat across the side, next we will half double crochet in the next chain space, then double crochet and treble in the next stitch, and then we're ready for our marked corner space. So when you finish those repeats, you should have just stitched into this double crochet and have 1 chain space and 1 stitch left before your marked corner. So I will half double crochet in this chain space, and then I will double crochet and treble in this stitch. And then in the corner, I just finished this treble, so now we will do the chain 3, and then in the corner we will single crochet, half double crochet, and double crochet. So I'll go ahead and take this out, and I can leave that out. I don't need it anymore. So I will chain 3, and in that corner chain space, then I will single, half double crochet, and double crochet. That completes my corner. Then I will treble, chain 3, and single in the next stitch. So 2 yarn overs, go into this stitch, chain 3, and single crochet there. And then I begin the repeat again to work down the next side. So at this point, I've given you everything you need to know in order to crochet this sawtooth edging. Again, you can get the free written instructions for this edging and for the squares used in my Fall Feels throw blanket by clicking the link in the description. I hope you've enjoyed this sawtooth edging, and I hope that you have a lovely day.